Welcome back, class. We've looked at gross pay, what it is. We've built ourselves a formula so that we can solve for gross pay. And we have talked about needing to have our time in terms of hours, not minutes or hours and minutes. And so we've recollected those minutes in terms of whatever they are out of 60, because there are 60 minutes in an hour. What we need to do now is talk about how do we calculate elapsed time. So how can we figure out how many hours we've worked from when we start to when we end? So let's think of it in terms of our whole hours to begin with. And we can look at a number line. So say I started work at 2 p.m. and I worked until 7 p.m. I can create a bit of a number line. I can start with my 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this shows us quite clearly where we start and where we end. If we start at 2 o'clock and we're moving to 7 o'clock, between 2 and 3, it's 1 hour is worked. Between 3 and 4 is another hour. Between 4 and 5, again, another hour. 5 and 6, and 6 and 7. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours in total. We need to make sure we're not making the mistake of counting the 2 as being a full hour. We need to understand that until we've actually worked the hour, we don't get paid for it. So if we're using our fingers, we're starting at 2 and saying 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And that's it. The other thing to keep in mind is that often we're using a 12-hour clock. So after we hit 12 o'clock, it doesn't go to 13, but then it goes to 1 o'clock. So you need to pay attention to the AM and the PM. In this case, I'm starting at PM, I'm ending at PM. If I was to change this to AM and maybe choose something like 11 AM, and I was going to go to 7 PM, let's try that one. Well, I'm going to have to extend this one more in this direction, 2, 1, 12, 11. So now I'm starting at 11 AM, and I am moving to the same 7. I'm adding really 1, 2, 3 hours to it, right? So from 11 o'clock to 7, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it's 8 hours that I've worked.